Hey guys, Foxdrop here with another Road to Master video. This one's going to be a bit different from the other ones because this is one which I'm actually watching the highlights of the game back and commentating over them. The reason I'm doing that is because I did these games on stream and had copyright music, so it's not really by choice. I just can't physically use the in-game sounds or I'm going to get donzoed on YouTube, and I really want that to happen. So sorry if you don't like that change, but let me know down below. Like, I kind of like this format actually. It's kind of a bit less inhibiting, so let me know what you think about it, if you prefer the old kind of lifestyle or whether you don't mind these kind of styles. And yeah, I look forward to hearing your feedback. Either way, we are getting into our first game today. Something as well which changed, which you may be a bit confused about from the last Road to Master video. I actually got demoted into Diamond 3 when I was playing, when I wasn't recording. So this is going to be done from like the upper echelons of Diamond 3. So I'm kind of just trying to get back into Diamond 2 with these games. But yeah, today first game of the day we're playing as Gragas. Gragas is my best champion. This is actually from ages ago. This is from patch 6.16. Like 6.16 is, you know, before he got his ultimate nerf, so it may look a little bit weird at times. But you can see here we have the Yasuo who is, you know, not having the best of times either, which is, surprise, surprise, the reason why I ban Yasuo whenever I have, like, not because I don't want to play against him, because I don't want to play with him. Like, I hate playing with Yasuo because it just tilts me, you know. It seems like he feeds all the bloody time, and even if he's not feeding, like, it's just annoying to play with. Like, he's not fun to have on your team. So either way, like, I'm having a bit of an okay start to this game, but I don't know, like, I walk on a trap at the tip of that bush, which is really tilting and disgusting. Like, who traps like that? Honestly, it's goddamn, that really sucks. So I go a little bit ballsy here, or maybe a little bit too deep, a little bit too much, and walk on the kooky spooks, and I'm absolutely donezo. But I mean, this game is just going absolutely horrendously for us. Like, look at the kills right now. It's 2 kills for us and 7 for the enemy team within 10 minutes. And I'm pretty sure if you could press tab right now, you'd see a lot of those deaths are sitting on the Yasuo as well. So it's a little bit tough. But anyway, we can see the Corgi coming in from the side here. I'm a bit boosted with my E. That kind of sucks. But just using my ultimate a bit preemptively there so I can start the fight. That's always good shit. But look at that, man. Look at Vladimir. Like, Vlad is such a busted dumb champion. Like, what was the point of even reworking him when he's still, in my opinion, got the same problems as he had before? Like, he's still disgusting, like, regen. He still gets damaged with health. It's just, goddamn, Vlad is such a, I hate that champion so much. He's so broken. And this is actually a bit of a mistake that I think I make. I make this when I'm like, when I don't feel like I'm playing too well. I tend to do this a little bit too much, which is where my map awareness is a little bit poor. Like, I think map awareness is one of the more important factors of playing like jungle, and like right there I probably shouldn't have done wolves at all. And like this play, you know, you didn't see that. Nothing happened there. I mean, I didn't just get, yeah, may or may not have been sitting on the ward on 0 health, but you know, it's alright because you didn't see anything, so that's cool. I just want to say as well, by the way, for these kind of videos, like, I think there are different people who do these Road to Masters videos, and or like videos like that, and I'm pretty sure Panzer Dragon has this kind of format. So if you actually do like this format and I end up not doing it like all the time, then go and watch him, because like his series is really popular, and I think he does it a bit like this. I'm not entirely sure how he goes about doing it, but it's kind of similar. So if you like that, go check that out. And the next video actually may be a bit like this one as well, because I think that a similar situation where I was playing again on stream and, you know, copyright music and whatnot. But this is like the first game. We started off really far behind, but then got really ahead somehow, and they tried to do like a desperate Baron, but they couldn't do it, so we win. Like, if like desperate Barons are a good way for enemy teams to come back into games, so always make sure you got Baron warded after 20 minutes, because you know you don't want to lose to like a cheeky Baron sneak. So make sure you got that warded. And this is like, unluckily for us, we reached 98 points. We're 2 points of getting into our promo, so that kind of sucks. That means that we have to play another game, and we have to win this one first. And today, this game, I get my sweetheart Lee Sin. Now, Lee Sin is, you know, my favorite champion. I did say I make a video about how I don't play him anymore, which is why everyone always says, like, they always chat shit whenever I pick Lee Sin. Really, I don't play him on main account much because he's just so hard to like execute. And even when you do play him like pretty well, you still get like results that are more or less not as good as if you played a meta champion that is just 10 times easier to play. So you can see like that's a pretty flashy play, but I still go 1-on-1. It's not really ideal. But even so, like, I mean, I'm not really playing particularly well. This game, like, I mean, you can see my score and kill participation. Like, it's a pretty equal game, but I haven't done too much, so I'm not doing too bad though. But that's the thing with solo queue, right? Is that you've got to like hard carry, and I feel like when people lose solo queue games and when they feel like they're, you know, that they've lose games they don't deserve to lose, it's games like this. You know, like I haven't played particularly poorly this game. Like, I mean, I've probably played poorly than I played well. You know, like on a scale of 1 to 10, it's not above 5. But I'm not playing terribly. I'm not feeding my ass if I'm still making plays. I'm still doing things, but I'm not carrying, and so I can't really expect to win a game like this. I guess not like I deserve to lose. I would argue I don't deserve to lose right now, but still, I don't think I really am doing enough to carry. So, you know, you kind of got to avoid being in situations like this, and don't get frustrated though. Like if you lose games like this, don't think that it's not your fault or that there's nothing you could do or blah blah blah, because that's like a really bad mindset to be in. Either way, this is this is a bit of an example on Lee Sin of like how to team fight without actually having to do anything at all. Like, I mean, without spoiler alerts, but you'll see I'm like just running around like a headless chicken right here, which isn't great. But I mean, I missed like all my cues. But this is the thing which is actually pretty good about all this stuff, is that even though I haven't really been able to get in and do anything specifically by myself, Lee Sin is a pretty good peeler for people who are strong. Like he can use his kick, he can use his shields, he can use his cripple, and he can keep people off MVPs. And that's what you saw there. Like if you can't actually hard carry carry by yourself, just help your team, you know, let them carry, right? And that's what I did kind of with Tristana there, so that's good, you know. If in doubt, just sit on someone that's strong on your team and just protect them. This is a bit unfortunate though, this fight here, because I actually got Janna ulted out of my insect, which kind of sucks. But what I should have done is I should have just jumped over the wall. Rather than landing a Q on someone and trying to do a fancy insect play, like I could just ran like into the chicken pit and just jumped over the wall and just got them like that. Which is exactly what we're seeing in this play here, where I do like that. It's just so much simpler, you know, like it's not as mechanically intensive and it's essentially the same play. So it's like so much better to do something like that, you know, where if you've got good positioning, it trumps good mechanics, because, you know, good mechanics you can mess up on, good mechanics you can fail all the time, but good positioning you can't fail. Like you can't fail if your positioning is good, then that just carries everything else, right? Either way, I'm playing Lee Sin a bit differently than I usually play on my other accounts, because like I'm playing pretty much full tank this game, which is probably why I'm not playing as well, because I'm not used to playing full tank. Like I usually just go pretty heavy in damage, or at least like hybrid to a certain extent. But I'm trying out a different build when I go tanky Lee Sin. I wouldn't really use a build like this, but it's not like it's a bad build or anything like that. But you know, it means that in a game like this though, when we have that one really strong member on our team, who's the Tristana in this case, and Kassadin's pretty good as well, then I don't need to like do too much. I don't need to carry. I can just protect them, and that's good for me to do as tank Lee Sin, so I can do that shit and not die. So that's into our promos now. Those 2 LP that we desperately needed. And the first game we're going to get Blitzcrank, which is good. Blitzcrank is probably my best champion, like as far as win rates go. Like every season I play Blitzcrank, I always have like between 60 to 70% win ratio on this guy, because I just love playing him. Like he's a champion who, you know, he's very all or nothing, but he's very effective at what he's good at. You know, like he's very one-dimensional what he can do, but what he can do is, you know, just crazy. Like his catches are insane. But Blitzcrank is a champion though, if you're not particularly good at him, or, you know, you're not getting the grabs, he's useless. Like he's really bad if you can't hit the grabs and catch people out of position. So this is why sometimes it's better to just pick someone like Alistair. Like I'll play Alistair every now and then as well, or someone like Brawl maybe too, depending if you want to more focus on like whether you want to have more like offensive or defensive focus, because they can do similar things to Blitz without actually having to just like be like all or nothing, you know. They're so much better in team fights. But this is a bit of an unfortunate game for me though, because like it's my first game with the promos and I have an RE 80 carry. Like I have RE 80 carry and Yasuo top, and I hate Yasuo as well. And if I remember correctly as well, this Evelyn didn't really want to win this game. Like I'm pretty sure, I don't know who it was, but I think someone was like flaming her. It was probably the Yasuo, because that's what Yasuos do. Maybe a bit of Malzahar in there as well. I'm not entirely sure, but she wasn't really happy this game, and people were kind of flaming a little bit, so she just ran around and just farmed her jungle, and at some point she just gives up, and that's not a good start to your promos, you know, when you've got your most hated champion in Yasuo, and an RE80 carry, which I don't think I need to explain, and then someone who just doesn't even want to win. Okay, welcome to your promos, Foxy. Have a nice day. P.S. I hate you. You know, not great. It's not the greatest thing to experience. And this play right here, I just get played silly by Alistair. Alistair just destroys me. He jukes me like 3 times in this one play. it's pretty disgusting, and yeah, it's pretty painful overall. But either way, like, the thing is about when you have games like this in your promos, it's really important that you don't go on mega tilt because of this. Like, going on mega tilt if you're like in your promos is just awful. Like, if you've just got like your, this is the first game. Like, the promos are a best of 3 or best of 5, depending on how many games, what rating you're at. They're a best of series for a reason, because it's not just you lose one game and it's over. So it's like that. It's not just like that for like series. It's like that for any kind of solo, like any game. Like, the more kind of emotional investment you put into a game that's probably not a game you're gonna win, the more you're gonna ruin games in the future. And so, in a game like this, I'm just gonna run around and gonna try my best, but it doesn't matter if I don't win, because I'm not really expecting to win a game like this, and it's okay, because I just go into the other games and I'll try and like step up for those games, or just try and focus on winning those. I mean, to be honest, you can see from these clips I'm not even having a great game. Like, I had a good early, but I've missed so many hooks, like, and you can't do that on Blitzcrank. You miss hooks, you're useless. I missed a lot of hooks. Things have kind of like, they work out for us here. Like, in this clip, that actually works out pretty well for us, because they go aggro to kill me, and so they overextend to die. But it's not good enough, really. It's not good enough. And in a game like this, where we're like 10 kills down and like half kills the enemy team, you got to do something really sexy, and that's not going to happen with the way I'm playing, sadly. But either way, excuse me, like I say, you can't win them all. And that's the thing I really want you to take away from watching this gameplay, this specific game, is that you can't win them all, and don't get really, really tilted. Like, if I get tilted, I'm going to go into this next game and I'm going to lose that as well. That was just one game. Don't worry about it. Forget about it. Reset. And just go into the next game. You see what I did just right there? I instantly clicked the play again button, because I don't want to focus on that game at all. I don't want to look at it. I just want to get it out of my head as soon as possible and just move on from it. So, second game of our promos here. And we've got our sweetheart Gragas as well. Now, this is a really funny play here. Like, I've got chicken buff on, right? I've got chicken buff, which means I'm not spotted by a ward. Victor's in mid lane, Renekton's in top lane, and that guy was over a wall. So, I don't know how he knew I was there, because I couldn't have walked over a wall because I had the chicken buff, and no one on the enemy team would have seen me because they were too far away, and Kha'Zix was over a wall. So I don't know, unless he just randomly jumped into me and just happened to kill me because he was going for Scuttle Crab or something. I don't know, but that was a funny play for me to die for first blood. But this is a cool play here. I missed my body slam because Thresh flays, so it's not his fault or anything like that, but it's just a bit awkward. But lane ganking, just in general, guys, if you're playing jungle or whatever, it doesn't have to be jungle, but specifically jungle, if you want to gank and if your lanes are pushed out and you're like, oh, I can't gank anywhere, the lane's always pushed, just go for a lane gank, because firstly, lane ganks are never, like, it's easier to do lane ganks because you're not going to be walking over wards most of the time, and secondly, like, it means you can actually prep for a gank while a lane is pushed and still do successful, like, get success out of it. Either way, though, lane ganks are quite good, but you don't always have to lane gank. You can go for standard ganks as well. You can see there the unnerfed Gragas ultimate coming through. This is really awkward though. Like, I go really hard for like the Victor, and he just completely plays me. I mean, a lot of mid laners take ghosts nowadays, and it's just really disgusting. It's really hard to play against. They're just so fast. And this is like that what you saw right there, the zoom in right there, is because my Gragas turns around. Like, I turned around for a split second, and I don't know why. Like, I think I clicked in the wall or something and it turned me around, but I don't know whether or not I would have survived that. Honestly, I think I would have survived that, but it just, that's tilting as well, that tilts me. Like, I hate it when that happens. Like, I feel like I died and it wasn't my fault, I feel like that wasn't necessarily, well, it was obviously my fault because it was a mistake of where I clicked, but I don't feel like I got outplayed to die there, it feels kind of bad to die like that. But still, like, you can look at the kills this game as well, my score, like, it's a really, really equal game. And this game is pretty much anyone's game right now, which is good, I guess, like, we're not losing. And that's something which I kind of feel like I struggle with when I'm playing jungle, is that I tend to be kind of good in the early game, but then I really fall off in mid and late game. With this game's kind of the opposite. Like, I didn't really have a particularly good early. Like, the clips you saw weren't particularly good clips of me. I had a decent, like, lane gank, but outside of that, I wasn't really doing too much. But, excuse me, man, talking for like 15 minutes non-stop, I'm losing my voice. Okay, I'm back, I'm good. But you know, I'm having a decent mid game here. Now this Baron call is something which, you know, if you're looking to snowball a game, Baron is obviously a really good one to do, but you've got to be careful that you don't throw a game by just like getting aced by the enemy team because you try and take Baron when too many people are alive, or that they're going to go and steal it. If this Kha'Zix had been hovering around, I'd have been a lot like more scared here, but because we killed 2 people, we had the numbers advantage. Kha'Zix wasn't really around either, so he wasn't going to go for the steal. But like, it's never really worth risking Dragon or Baron when the enemy jungler is nearby, because like, even if your team has the advantage, the initiative to go for that Baron or Dragon play, if the enemy jungler is around when you take, well, like when you go to kill the Baron or the Dragon, then they can just steal it really easily. Like, even if they shouldn't get it, you know, chance of them, it's just not a risk you should take. So, but thankfully we didn't have to do it for that play, so it's okay. But just in general, guys, like if you're going for a Baron or Dragon, it's too risky if the enemy jungler is nearby. But we, like, you can see this game is kind of just snowballing a little bit here as well. We have a pretty good late game team, but team comps I think matter more in higher elo than they do in lower elo. But even so, I mean, that was a Heimerdinger who just grouped up to team fight with us. Not really something you would expect to see out of Heimerdinger. So, you know, not. And like a Renekton, you know, we're not even 30 minutes into the game, and Renekton shouldn't have really like scaled poorly there. And Tristana's like a really late game AD carry as well. So yeah, I don't know. Like team comps don't mean too much, but I guess, you know, it's still, we had a strong enough AD carry to, and Talia played really well this game as well. Like Talia played really well. Like. I was lucky to have her as a mid laner. I don't think that if I'd had Victor the game, I would have lost the game. I don't think she hard carried, but you know what I mean. Like she had a decent game, so I'm thankful for that. You know, my team gave me a good chance to win. Anyway, last game of the series here, guys. If I win this game, I get into Diamond 2. I get Gragas again, who's by far my best champion in my role that I'm good at as well, jungle. And I'm trying to hard carry this game. Like if I win this game, you know, I get back into Diamond 2. Bit of a fail flash there, but still I'm a little bit hyped. You know, it's the last game of the series. What I think you got to do when you really want to win a game is you got to hype yourself up. You got to tell yourself you're a sickhead and you're going to win this game and it's going to be amazing and you're going to carry it and it's all going to be sexy stuff. Because like, you know, the more you believe you're the best, the more you'll perform like the best. At least that's kind of what I believe. And I think sports psychology in general tends to, you know, agree with that sentiment a little bit. So. And it's a good idea, you know, just build yourself up, you know, just try and get rid of those nerves. I know it's obviously easier said than done, but the less nervous you are going into these games, the better you'll perform. Now, I'm not quite sure why I went back to get that ward. I don't really think that was a pressing issue, but hopefully it's not a huge deal. But like, you know, you'll see, the thing with this game is that the enemy team is really tanky, and also on top of that, they've got a pretty disgusting team comp to, like, basically to enable the tanks, you know, like this Olaf specifically with a Sivir ult is going to do huge issues on our backline, and it's just like really painful, you know, when we have a really kind of like, I don't know, you know, like an all or nothing team like Fizz and Vayne. They're just like, you either go hard on Fizz or you suck at Fizz, or like same for Vayne, you know. So if an Olaf gets on Fizz or gets on Vayne, it's going to be really hard for them, and Zac as well. So but we do have Zilean who can help Vayne out a little bit. It just depends how hard this Vayne wants to Vayne spot this game. So it all kind of depends on that. So you know, team fights here are always going to, I think, just because of how tanky the enemy team is. Like, this is only 30 minutes into the game, and look how tanky these people are. Like, if Vayne dies, we don't have the damage to kill anyone on this team, really. It's, you know, the front line. So that's a support Nautilus. Like, that support Nautilus is just, like, too much for us as well right here. It's just... Yeah, look at this stuff, man. It's disgusting. It's really vile. And without, you know, Vayne needs to do some huge things. So just watch Vayne this fight. See if she's going to carry this one. So firstly, what happens here? Nothing's happening to Vayne right now. She gets exhausted. She stands still. I don't know if she like DC'd for a second there or what. She stands still and then she goes full Vayne spotting mode and jumps into the enemy team. Sadly, Zilean died with his ultimate up. So did Fizz as well. It's not all Vayne's fault. But Vayne wasn't able to do anything in that fight. And I'm 9-3. Like, we're pretty behind this whole game. I was 9-3. Like, I tried my bloody hardest to carry this game to win my promos, and it just wasn't happening. Sad, boys. Either way, thanks for watching this video, boys and girls. I hope you liked it. If you did, feel free to give it a thumbs up. You can subscribe to me for more educational league content. Find me on Facebook, on Twitter, and catch me streaming at twitch.tv/Foxdrop. All those things are down below in the description. But most importantly, thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, and I will see you in my next video.